Easy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game. They're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle Sandel behind the glass. As always, today we got a jam-packed show, one that I'm really excited about, planned out over the next 3 hours. We're here until noon. Can't wait. We're going to do keys for the Pistons to win. We're going to do worst sports losses of all time. Got to talk about the Tigers' closing issue as well, because right now the Tigers do, in fact, have a Kenley Jansen issue. And you look around the Eastern Conference, not just the Pistons and Magic series. Man, this thing feels wide open. If the Pistons can pull off a miracle and come back from 3-1, I went into the playoffs not really thinking they could go all the way to the finals. Like, I partially believed, but not 100%. I didn't think they could beat the Celtics. Well, look at that. The Celtics are against the ropes. The East is wide open. Going to the finals is not off the table for the Pistons, but it has to start with a win here tonight. But before we get to any of that, I do have to get a couple things off my chest. As I've been watching this series play out, I haven't been to a game yet, but I was at LCA last year, really fun atmosphere. And then I watch Orlando. I watch the games in Orlando, where the game is tonight. And that crowd is bumping, man. Everyone's wearing the shirts. Behind the basket for the free throws, the fans are going absolutely nuts. It's loud in there. To the point where, spoiler alert, one of my keys is win the first quarter. Got to take the crowd out of it early tonight. It's not like that in LCA, especially in the first quarter when not everyone's to their seats yet. It doesn't feel like one of the premier home court advantages in the NBA, in the playoffs so far. It feels like it's more towards the bottom. So here's what I have for you, Kyle. 4 ways to fix the LCA crowd for if and when a Game 7 arises for us Sunday afternoon.
All right, let's hear it.
Fix number 1. We need XXL blue T-shirts. Not the whites, not the schmedium whites that they hand out. Here's the problem with the shirts they currently hand out that I'd say 25% of the fans actually put on. They're all see-through, white, schmedium T-shirts that I can't fit into, that 75% of the people in that building cannot fit into. The only people that can fit into those are children and small women. That's it. They're too small of shirts. They're the most low-quality T-shirts ever, and they're white shirts. We got to rock some blue. Do teal, do red. I don't know, do something. Make fans be able to put them on. Gores, you're worth $10.1 billion. We can afford not the worst version of whatever T-shirts you've been handing out, because that's what it's been for 2 straight years in the playoffs. And guess what? Nobody wants to put on the T-shirts. Nobody has put on the T-shirts.
I mean, it was so bad that they were doing towels at Game 5. It wasn't even T-shirts. They gave out towels. Yeah.
The towels go back to, like, the Palace days when they were making the playoffs and getting their butts kicked in by LeBron. I remember them doing rally towels at the Palace. Come on, man. What are we doing? $10.1 billion, all those platinum equity ads that we see on the court throughout the season. Can we get some blue T-shirts for crying out loud? And make them so everyone can fit into them. Because those schmedium ones that they hand out are for children. Fix number 2. You know how a lot of these arenas have these promotions where you miss 2 free throws in the fourth quarter and you get Chick-fil-A or something?
Yeah, tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
Chicken nuggets.
The Pistons don't have that. When the arena is literally named after a national pizza chain. 2 missed free throws in the fourth quarter results in free pizza for anyone in the Metro Detroit area. 1 free Little Caesars pizza. It'll take about, it's really hurting the Tarek Skubal extension odds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
But we got to make up for it somehow because there's no seats behind the baskets in LCA, at least not like real seats. There's the courtside clubs for the super rich people, and there's like the media access on the other side. But there's not like the true behind the basket mayhem that's happening. And we got to make up for that somehow. The arena's got to get super loud. Put free pizza on the line, Tom Gores. It's free marketing.
It's not his pizza. That's Chris Illich's pizza.
That is Chris Illich. You're right.
You think he's going to fork over free pizza?
Think about the marketing.
Those things are like $9 now.
Think about the marketing. The marketing for it would be unreal. It's free advertising. Miss 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, get pizza.
Is it free advertising when the name of the building is Little Caesars Arena?
That's free advertising as well.
I don't think it was free.
It is now.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, Chris Illich has, he's been willing to spend a little bit of extra money over the last calendar year.
Yeah. It's not like
they're not going to sign Skubal anyways.
It's not like back-to-back free throws misses happen all that often in the fourth quarter. You just got to get the fans riled up for something in the fourth quarter.
And it's a good point because nothing gets fans. There's two things that get the fans most excited. It has nothing to do with the actual on-court product. Both of them involved free things. Number one thing that gets fans excited more than anything is a free shirt or a free, I'm shooting this thing out of the cannon. I'm throwing something up into the crowd. There will be nothing ever in human existence that will get people more excited than that time. Second, though, at a game is when there's free food on the line as well. So, yeah, why not?
Fix number 3 for LCA. We need a hype song that's not Seven Nations Army. Oh. I saw somebody on Twitter make this point. All that does is get the other team in rhythm. And I swear, anytime I've been in LCA and the Seven Nations Army chant starts, the other team scores and just ends it immediately. There's a rhythm and flow to that chant. And I don't think it works in the way that people think it does. It helps the offense or doesn't hurt the offense get into a flow.
So what would hurt it? Because it's pretty awesome. It still is cool.
Not when the other team scores every time.
Yeah, but it's a cool chant to do.
It's also not unique.
Jack White.
Yeah, we don't need Jack White on anymore. He doesn't need to be involved in anything but the Tigers. He's already on that way too much.
He did Lions.
You're right, he did do Lions. That's right. Yeah, let's keep Jack White away from the rest of the teams. I propose 4 different songs that'll make LCA go nuts rather than Seven Nations Army.
But do they involve a crowd chant or is it just a song?
It's just a song.
See, that's just not as cool.
Hot take, the chants aren't that cool. Just get super loud. And LCA has a hard time doing that. The songs I propose are Detroit Rock City by Kiss, Shake That by Eminem, which actually might freak the other team out so much that 20,000 people are chanting at a guy at the free throw line to shake his butt, Party Up by DMX, or for the youngins, Fiend. Just go nuts.
I just knew Fiend was going to be on
It's
here.
a great song. It's a great song to get people wild.
It.
It's just the older audience might not know it. This is my favorite one.
Party Up is good. That would be good.
Yeah. I got one more, and this is my favorite one. I think this is the number one way we can get the LCA crowd riled up. Lions. We need more Lions. Pay Dan Campbell for a cameo. Hey, Dan Campbell, we need you to sit here courtside. Once a quarter, we're flashing to you. You got to chug a beer. There's nothing Detroiters would go crazy for more than Dan Campbell chugging a beer.
You're right. That's right up the top of the list of things that get the fans going is when a football player or a hockey player from the city is chugging a beer in the game.
Yes.
That gets the people going. Like when Josh Allen was at the Sabres game chugging a beer.
Yep.
That got the place going crazy.
It's the loudest it had been the entire series.
Wow, that's a good point.
Dan Campbell, we're going to pay you X amount of money. Just sit here once a half when we need you most. You got to chug this beer. It can be fake beer. It can be non-alcoholic beer if you want. Nobody will know. Just chug this beer, stand up, and smash it against your head or something. More Lions. Penei Sewell. Can we get a Penei Sewell hype video?
Where's Penei Sewell?
I don't even need Penei Sewell at the game, although him and Dan Campbell both chugging beers would be euphoric. That might be a lot of fans' favorite part of the game. Genuinely. But can we get a Penei Sewell hype video the way that the Lions post a Penei Sewell hype video before every game, about a half hour before kickoff? Can we get a Penei Sewell telling the crowd, to get absolutely wild?
I need you to get on your feet.
Yeah, we're locked in. It's us and them.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Penei Sewell like he does at the Lions games.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to fight like nobody believes in us. It's us and them. Just more stuff with the Lions, I think, would go a long way. That's all I got. Those are the 4 ways I would fix the LCA crowd. Double XL blue T-shirts so everybody can wear them, because the ones they hand out right now, I can't fit into. Free pizza for 2 missed free throws in the fourth quarter. A hype song that's not Seven Nation Army. I gave out 4 recommendations. And more just Detroit Lions. I think that, more than anything, when they show Jahmyr Gibbs or Jared Goff, or in this case Dan Campbell, that is maybe the loudest the crowd is all game. Just pay them to sit courtside and drink beer.
I think we can't have Goff, though, because then that brings the Jared Goff chance back.
And I'm just out on that.
Yeah, I think everyone is now, right? I mean, it's just so overdone.
I think Jared Goff is out on the Jared Goff
I like
chance.
Goff is awesome, man. But I don't want to hear that Goff chant anymore. Yeah.
Not at a Pistons playoff game for Game 7.
Yeah.
Not at a Game 7 when the Pistons season's on the line. So if the Pistons marketing team is listening to this, here's just a couple recommendations for you on how to get LCA rocking a little bit, because I'm not going to lie, just observing through the TV, it has not been very impressive, that crowd.
Well, especially when you compare it to the other playoff crowds. I mean, a lot of especially in this series, like Orlando's crowd has been way better, man. There's a reason they haven't lost at home yet, and they're back there tonight.
Those are my ways to fix everything going on at LCA right now. 989-837-6125. Eastern Conference, wide open. Let's hit that when we come back. If you got another recommendation on how to fix LCA, go ahead and text that in, 989-837-6125. To start at the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to do our worst sports losses of all time. Then we'll circle back to some more fun stuff in the 11 o'clock hour as well. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here live on 100.9 The Mitt. The 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. They help businesses stay secure and stay efficient at Iron Stack Technologies. They help businesses so they know what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. That's Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Look what's happening around the Eastern Conference. You got a 1 seed that's trailing 3-2 that's looking to force a Game 7. You've got a 2 seed that all of a sudden is in a Game 7 after being up 3-1 in the Celtics. You got the Knicks who just, talk about worse losses later on. What they did to Atlanta yesterday, I mean, every single one of those Knicks players should be in jail for that. They're up by 50 at halftime and just murder every Hawks fan's hopes and dreams. Those poor people who paid for a ticket in Atlanta thinking they were going to see something fun. Force a Game 7. Nope. Your team got decimated. You look around and it's like, okay, Cleveland, like, they haven't looked all that great. They've let Toronto hang in there. I have no idea who is going to win the Eastern Conference. But I do know if the Pistons can win tonight, force a Game 7, all of a sudden, like, the odds of them going to the finals are, it's very much on the table. Even more so than we thought going into the playoffs, if they can win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they have to win tonight and then, of course, win on Sunday as well. And it feels wrong to have this conversation, days removed after being down 3-1. But you and I are both confident that they can still come back and win this series. And like you said, you see what Boston has been doing with Philly. They are potentially on the brink of blowing a 3-1 lead. And even if they don't, like this series has clearly exposed a lot of flaws of Boston.
And their best player got hurt yesterday.
Yeah. And
left
just
the game.
True. From a Pistons perspective, yeah, the Knicks are probably the team that you like the most out of the East right now, mainly because they're in the next round already and no other team is. But the Pistons took care of business with the Knicks this year, and they lost to them last year in the playoffs. Not like the Pistons need any extra fuel for any team, but certainly there would be some with that team. So that's a series that you really enjoy. And then, yeah, Cleveland they're kind of like playing with their food a little bit with Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto's
I think they
no
lack
good,
that
man.
toughness.
Like, Toronto's the worst team in the East as far as in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now we're talking a lot bad about other teams when our team is the 1 seed and down 3-2 to the 8 seed.
That's kind of the whole point, though. Like, anybody can win the Eastern Conference right now. I don't think there's a single team where I'd be like, other than Toronto, of like, nah, I don't think they can win it.
Like Orlando even.
Or even Orlando.
Could win
Who's
the
to say
East.
not? Look around. Look what else is happening. The Celtics have looked terrible for 2 straight games, and now we're on the brink of elimination. The Knicks are the only team that passed all their tests in the first round.
Sure. Is that a good thing, though, that the East is this wide open, or does it just show, like, man, the Pistons won 60 games in the worst year of the East?
I don't actually know if it's the worst year of the East. There's just not a dominant team. Like, there maybe is not a true contender. The 2 best teams in the league are both in the West. It's the Spurs and the Thunder. So everyone's going to, like, if those 2 teams end up smashing whoever comes out of the Eastern Conference in the finals, it's going to be like, oh, the East stunk this year. It's like, I think the 2 best teams just happen to be in the West. And those 2 teams were just way better than everybody else.
I was about to say, they're like not only the 2 best teams, but they're like the way 2 best teams.
Yeah.
They're in Tier 1, and then the next team is in Tier 3 or 4.
I think the Eastern Conference itself is actually not that bad. It just doesn't have that premier, like, super team. I don't know. Like Lakers, Rockets. How many of those, like, would those teams beat most of the Eastern Conference teams? I don't think so. Like,
do you think the East can win the NBA title?
No, I don't.
Like any East team?
I mean, when the
There's
Celtics
no
are
way,
firing
right?
on all
There's just no
cylinders, I think they can. But maybe the Knicks can throw some punches. But I don't.
But
I don't think anybody can beat the Thunder.
Win
or the Spurs.
4 games of 7 against the Thunder or Spurs. Like,
the issue is nobody besides Philly has any sort of answer for Victor Wembanyama, and that's assuming the Spurs make it, assuming the Thunder make it. Their defense is just too good.
No one besides Philly has an answer for Wembanyama?
I mean, Philly at least has someone with size in Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that was the Pistons' big problem when they played Wemby this year. It's like we didn't even have, like, Jalen Duren, hell of a better defender than he was last year. Isaiah Stewart, one of the best rim protectors in the league. We don't even have someone to, like, conquer the idea of guarding Wemby. He just dominated.
Yeah, I mean, I think teams are still trying to figure out how you do it. Like, do you even put your big on him, or do you just put a big wing on him? Like, I think a lot of teams have tried that aspect of this. The Thunder have tried many different things in the games they played against San Antonio. None of it worked.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah, so, like, I'm with you in the fact that the East is completely wide open, and it makes things interesting if the Pistons are able to get through this series because your thought process throughout the playoffs completely shifts. We were thinking it's doomsday, Pistons, down 3-1 to the 8th seed. Oh, my God, the offseason has to be major moves made. And then next thing you know, there's a clear pathway for them to go on a major run, especially if Philly is able to pull this thing off against Boston. Imagine if the set, like, I don't want to put this into the air, but, I mean, at the end of the day, the Pistons are down 3-2. Imagine if the 7 and the 8 seed won. When's the last time that happened? I'd have to do some research on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't imagine it's been very recent.
I mean, that's had to have happened less than 3 times in the history of the league.
It has to have, yeah.
But the Knicks and Celtics and Sixers, they're all on one side of the bracket to where we wouldn't play them until the Eastern Conference Finals. If the Pistons are somehow able to win tonight, again, no Franz Wagner. It's kind of been confirmed he's not going to really play again the rest of the series. They're not ruling him out for Game 7, but the reporting is everyone would be surprised if he was suiting up, which is exactly what you and I bullseyed the day after Game 5 or 4.
The fact he got ruled out for Game 6 a day in advance, too, like they're not even trying to like act like, oh, maybe there's a world where he could come back. I think that's everything. It tells it all. He's not coming back.
Look at the 4 teams that are left on this side of the bracket. Orlando, Detroit, the Cavaliers, and the Raptors. Is one of those teams levitating above the rest?
I mean, I would still say Cleveland is the best team of the group, but you're right. They're not
James Harden on their team.
They're not certainly the team that I'm like, whoo, look out for Cleveland. Like Donovan Mitchell, like still is that dude in the playoffs, and they have shooters capable of like winning any playoff series.
Sure, you know who else is that dude in the playoffs? James Harden.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He's that dude in the playoffs who never wins. Ever.
It's a good point.
Collapses more often than not.
Especially with his back against the wall. And, you know, the whole story with Cleveland is that, yeah, they have the double bigs, but they've just, in the playoffs, notoriously been, like, soft. You know, beat up by Mitchell Robinson, guys with size and strength. Now, Jalen Duren has been soft as well. So, like, you get to battle the soft guys going off against each other. Who's going to win that? I don't know. But Isaiah Stewart,
Ultra Bowl.
Yeah, Isaiah Stewart certainly isn't, you know, so maybe that'll unleash something in Jalen Duren against those guys. But, of course, the Pistons have to get through the Magic first, and that's the number one thought. But if you are able to do that, even if you win tonight, you feel pretty good going into Game 7. That pathway in the Eastern Conference is like a red carpet, man.
Looking at the Eastern Conference playoff odds, Detroit sitting at 750, plus 750. It's not bad, man. It's not bad.
Boston being the favorite, just from an odds perspective, I don't understand.
At plus 185.
The Knicks are in the second round and just beat a team by 50 in the playoffs. And Boston is going to Game 7 with the 7 seed? I don't know. I don't get it. Like, why would you not take the Knicks right now?
Why would you? If you're an Orlando fan, you should be like plus 2,700. Okay. Why not? If you're a Philly fan, why not? Like, I'm looking around and trying to find a reason that these teams can't make the finals. And other than Toronto, they just don't have it offensively.
And they're probably just going to lose tonight, yeah.
I can't really come up with a reason. Especially if Franz comes back for Orlando. Every single team at least can talk themselves into going to the finals right now, which I think makes for a fun playoffs. These have been a fun playoffs so far, by the way.
They have. Like
a lot of fights.
A lot of scuffles, definitely. Like Denver, Minnesota has been
great.
It sucks that it's over. Like even with all the injuries that happened to Minnesota, that team is so fun to root for. Like they are a very neutral. If you're a neutral NBA fan, man, Minnesota's the team to love. They are just every year in the playoffs, man. They come in. They were the 6th seed last year too, and they won. And then they did it again this year against Denver. Like they have been a very good playoff team the last couple of years.
Just look at the Western Conference odds. Oklahoma minus 240 to win. San Antonio plus 2,300. I'm sorry, plus 230.
I was like, what?
The Lakers plus 2,700 is the third team.
They better take care of business tonight, man.
Nobody has any idea what's going on in the West.
If the Lakers blow a 3-0 lead, by the way, I don't want to. I'm erasing it from my brain. It never happened.
If you're looking for financial advice that actually makes sense, Doug Shalini, Kingsview Partners right here in Midland, is the guy to go to. Former teacher and coach. Doug breaks down all the complicated stuff and makes it understandable for people like Kyle and I. He helps families and professionals build clear game plans for their money so you can move forward with confidence and not confusion. That's Doug Shalini, Kingsview Partners right here in Midland.
Can I ask you something before we go to break?
Sure.
Because I wanted to touch on this. that Knicks-Hawks game, the way it went out last night, what if that happened to the Pistons? Because
man.
that's all I could
tonight?
think about was your team losing that way. Now, it's different because the Pistons are on the road, but at home, being down by 50 in the second quarter in an elimination game.
Would you force yourself to watch it? The whole thing?
I think I would, right? I was so dialed into that game, by the way. I couldn't I couldn't really comprehend that was happening in a playoff game, being down by 50 points in the second quarter.
I think I would throw up. I think I'd be sick to my stomach.
I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. I can't believe that. If you're a Hawks fan, I understand that they didn't have the expectation to be great or anything, but that's the worst possible way you could ever lose, right? I would rather lose on a buzzer beater. That is so demoralizing.
You know what I think would happen? I think I'd magically become sick tomorrow, and it's I don't think I can come into work for a couple of days. I'm just gonna need to stay in my bed today.
No show the next couple of days.
No show. I just lay in my bed aimlessly trying to figure out what happened.
Trade the whole team, right? Fire everybody, trade the whole team.
Yeah,
you don't lose by 50.
That's tough, man. 989-837-6125. If you're looking for something fun to do right here in mid-Michigan, Go Great Lakes has you covered. From festivals and live music, outdoor adventures, great food, and family-friendly events. GoGreatLakesBay.org is your one-stop guide for the Great Lakes Bay region. Whether it's a weekend plan or a last-minute idea, get out, explore local, and go Great Lakes.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
$10 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about our worst sports losses of all time. Until then, Kyle Sandals is going to take it away with the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
All right, let's get right into the news. Tigers yesterday, we haven't even talked about it yet. They won yesterday. Hey, look at that, 5-2 win. A little bit of a comeback. Framber Valdez has one of his better outings of the season. Goes 8 strikeouts, no walks through 6 innings. Matt Vierling comes up clutch in this one a couple different times. Kind of a comeback winner for Detroit. They take it 5-2 to salvage a sweep with Atlanta.
I'll say this. We're now at a point in which the bullpen has blown so many games that no lead is safe. There is no lead that is safe with this team. They could have a 6-run lead going into the 9th inning. I would still be somewhat worried about them being able to close this thing out. They were able to do it yesterday, which was nice. Framber Valdez, like you said, one of the best games he's had as a Tiger. 21 whiffs. That is a season high.
Pretty elite trio the Tigers got at the top of their rotation right now. Hopefully Casey Mize can come off the injured list relatively quickly because they need him to. Like, as much as complaints that we have had about this Tigers team at 16-16 now,
Casey's been great.
Their three-headed monster of Valdez, Mize, and Skubal is elite. It's tops of all of baseball. So they just got to start winning some games. Luckily, they return back to the place where they like to win more often than not.
10-2.
Comerica Park tonight, where they start a 3-game series with the Texas Rangers. Jack Flaherty versus Mackenzie Gore tonight at 6:40. This is probably going to be one of the lower-viewed Tigers games of the year, right, with the Pistons playing at 7 in an elimination game. But it is on Prime Video, so I guess, people who are still anti-streaming NBA playoff games.
Isn't the Pistons on Prime tonight?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. I thought you meant the Tigers game.
No.
I was like, what? Jack Flaherty, last 2 starts. 5.1 innings pitched, 5 1/3. 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 8 walks, 7 Ks. That's really bad.
Yikes.
That's really, really bad.
Yeah, and they're facing a Rangers offense who, like, on paper is pretty good. Right now, they are 15-16. Another team that's just been similar to the Tigers, just kind of hovering around 500. So this is a pretty important series for both teams. Tigers still atop the American League Central Division, though, tied with Cleveland at 16-16.
So here's my question. Is this an American League Central thing, or is this just going to be an American League thing the entire year, that everyone's just kind of floating around 500?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a week ago, and it still tells itself right now. The Yankees and Rays are the only teams that are 3 games above 500.
That's insane.
Or more.
That's insane.
It's unreal. The Athletics are 17-14, and they are the only other team above 500 in general in the American League.
There's 3 teams above 500.
3 teams above 500. There are 3 teams exactly at 500, and there are 3 more teams that are 1 game under 500. Like, the AL has just been so meh to start off the season. I mean, baseball in general, it's the beginning of the year. Like, this stuff is going to happen, but it's unbelievable, man. At least the National League has, like, a bunch of teams above 500. 3 teams above 500, man. That's unreal.
I'm trying to find out what the American League versus National League record is up to this point in the season. That's probably going to take me a little bit longer.
I mean, the National League just has to be better, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't the math itself out there?
Yeah, the National. I just wanted to see how dominant it
Right.
was. But from the Tigers' perspective, I mean, how many Tigers record versus National League? 2026. Let's see.
Well, they just lost
11 and
2-3
10.
with the Braves. Oh, I mean, they're above 500?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they've played
Yeah,
21 games against National League teams already is crazy.
Yeah, the 4-game sweep of the Twins doesn't really, like, looking back, that's the series where you're like, man, if you just took 2 of 4 there, you'd feel
you're
pretty
cruising.
good. Yeah. Okay, tonight, I don't know if you knew this, Ben, May 1st, there's a full moon tonight. It was almost a full moon last night. It looked pretty cool here at Dow Diamond during the game. There's a full moon stroll tonight at the Chippewa Nature Center. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's going to be a little bit chilly, so throw on a coat. Go check that out. Or you can come here to Dow Diamond and watch the Loons continue their dominance over the Chiefs in Game 4 tonight.
And if you're lucky enough, watch Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel have meltdowns in the 100.9 The Mitt Blaze Electric studio over the Pistons game.
Yeah, if you're able to look through the windows up here on the 3rd floor, you'll see us freaking out. Yeah,
if you're just in the crowd and hear like screaming once in a while, just look up behind home plate. That's us.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see what Brad's going to be like on the air tonight. That's the thing I'm most interested in, honestly. Yeah, Pistons versus Magic. We all know it. Game 6 tonight at 7 on Prime Video. But they did announce that Game 7, if it happens, I don't want to do any jinxing here.
When it happens.
When it happens, sure. The game time is announced for a 3:30 tip on Sunday, which is pretty convenient because Rangers are playing on Sunday Night Baseball at 7, right? 7:10, I believe, on Sunday night. So pretty cool. It's going to be like a doubleheader in Detroit. It could be an awesome day for the city to get things loud and just get people down there for Game 7. And then, hey, you can do the double dip. Go watch Sunday Night Baseball right after.
I wish it was a little warmer. Otherwise, I'd consider it.
Is
The
it
double
supposed
dip
to stay cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freezing out.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it would be so cool. It's at 7:20. Yeah. Man, it would be really
It'd be
cool.
perfect, too. You can walk right out of LCA right into Comerica Park. Maybe stop in between, get a drink somewhere.
You're going to have it's going to be the perfect amount of time.
I know.
3:30 tip, 7:20 first pitch. Like, it is going to be the perfect amount of time.
Like, precisely. Because the
It's
game's
almost
going
like
to end
they
at like 6,
planned it
6:30.
out. Yeah.
And you just walk right over. You have like an hour between the end of the game and first pitch. Grab a drink somewhere.
Sounds like a good time, man. Sounds like a good time. Well, we need people down in Detroit for that. But they, of course, have to win Game 6 tonight before any of that happens. Tigers still haven't announced a starter for that game on Sunday because it was supposed to be the Casey Mai slot, and they have yet to adjust their rotation.
Here comes chaos.
It's probably just going to be pitching by chaos, right? I don't think
love
they
it.
would move Scooble up a day. It's just something the Tigers never really do, which I don't really blame them. Kind of messes everything up if you give him one less day off. So
I think it is funny that we're not even calling it a bullpen day. We're just calling it pitching by chaos. It's back.
that's what it is. Yeah, exactly. We'll see if any minor league guys get a chance. But they brought up Emmanuel De Jesus again. It's probably just going to be him and Drew Anderson and Tyler Holton pitching. So on Peacock, which will be fun. Okay, other stuff going on in the news. We did mention some of those games last night, but we'll just reiterate. Sixers forcing a Game 7 with Boston. The Knicks close out the Hawks in the biggest blowout in playoff history. And the Timberwolves eliminate the Nuggets despite no Anthony Edwards, no Dante DiVincenzo, and no Ayo Dosunmu. We have other games going on tonight.
Wait, can I say something about
sure.
that? The conversation of who the best player in the world is it an overstatement to say it's just going to come down to who comes out of the West? It's either Shea or it's Wemby. And Jokic is now step aside, man. It's somebody else's
series
turn.
for Jokic probably has him waiting.
Potentially
once again,
on the outside
Which,
looking in.
for the first time in 6
Since-
years? I mean, he's been the best player in basketball for 5 years. No doubt about it.
Did it go right from LeBron to him, or was there a Giannis year where he was the best
I
player?
think there was a Giannis. I think 2018 Bron was once LeBron went to the Lakers, it was kind of okay, it's probably not LeBron anymore.
I don't know, man. He was still. I mean, they won the title his second year.
I know,
there, and
I
he
know.
Him and AD were listed as the two best players in the league for
Right,
most
by
publications.
ESPN, yeah, right. I think there was probably a Giannis year or two, and maybe 5 years is a stretch for Jokic. At least 4 years, though. He's been the best player for a while, I guess is the better way of putting it.
Yeah, and it hasn't really been up for debate.
No, not at all. And now
it kind of is.
It just probably is Shea right now. I think it's currently Shea, and depending on what happens in this year's playoffs, it potentially could be Wemby.
You know my stance.
I just don't want to be the guy that does it too early, man.
See, that's how we differ. I want to be the guy that says it early, so I can
Just to
say
be
that-
the guy that said it early, though.
Yeah, that means
I
by the
think we
time
do that
you
too
show up,
often.
I've got my real estate. My
But
real
that-
estate is worth way more.
If the only reason why you're doing it early is to be early on it, then you don't actually it's not truth. It's
I'm
not real.
I'm not doing it just to say I truly believe he's the best player in the world. The only reason I'm not allowed to say it is because he hasn't won anything in the postseason yet. And as soon as he does, that's when everyone else shows up, and I'll just be waving there with my house already built, like, "Hey guys, get ready to pay a property tax because I'm here already."
Okay. Other games on tonight, though. Cavs-Raptors Game 6 at 7:30. Also on Prime, and Lakers-Rockets Game 6 on Prime at 9:30. Who do you think wins these games tonight? You think both of these other series get closed out?
I sure hope the Lakers close things out.
Me too, man. I'm scared. The Rockets 3.5-point favorites. Without KD, 3.5-point favorites.
What was the other series?
Cavs Raptors. I think that goes to 7.
I do too.
The home team has won every single game in that series, so I think we get 2 Game 7s on Sunday, and then hopefully the Lakers just close out the Rockets tonight.
You know what? I think they both get closed out tonight, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm going to go with. And when the seasons change, Maple Hill Nursery is at work for you. They offer professional snow plowing during the winter, spring, and fall cleanup for right now to get your yard looking its best year-round. When things warm up, mowing services keep your lawn in top shape all summer long. From winter to spring, fall, and summer, Maple Hill Nursery is your all-season lawn and landscape partner right here in Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
The Tigers, they've got a little bit. It's not a little issue, I guess. It's a pretty big issue. The closers, they have not been up to standard yet this season. Specifically, Kenley Jansen, and you can't even be mad about at Scott Harris for all of this going down because Kenley Jansen rocked last year. Last year, Kenley Jansen blew one save the entirety of the season for the Angels, and this season he's appeared in 10 games. And already has 3 blown saves. Hitters are teeing off against his cutter. 286. That's the average against it. A pitch he's throwing 80% of the time. Yet the metrics, they're not horrendous for him. His strikeouts are up. His hard hit rate and exit velo are down. But the problems are he's walking batters more often than he has before. Ground balls, career low. And he's already allowed 3 home runs this year. The biggest difference from last year to this year with Kenley Jansen is the sharp drop in his swing rate. It's down over 10% from last year. It's not that he's not getting swing and miss. He's not getting people to just swing at all. People are just not swinging until he gives them something right over the middle, and then they're teeing up on it and hitting home runs. That's the story of Kenley Jansen so far this year. And to make matters worse, it's not just a Kenley Jansen issue. It's the entirety of the bullpen issue. They're one of 4 teams with less than 100 strikeouts so far this season. And I think a big reason they're not just dead last is because they've had to go to the bullpen early a few times here. And then, on Sunday, they'll end up getting a lot of bullpen strikeouts if they end up doing a pitching by chaos. But the closers themselves, between Vest, Jansen, and Finnegan, there's not really strikeout guys, and that's kind of exactly what you need in the pen, obviously. So I would say the Tigers do have a semi-big issue here that obviously can be addressed at the trade deadline, but then it's then what? Then you have 4 closers and you don't know which guy's which? Is this like if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't actually know who your quarterback is? Is that the same thing with closers?
No.
If you have 2 closers, you don't actually know?
Quarterback is bullpen is one of those things that you can just never have enough good guys there.
But I'm talking a true closer. We've got 4 guys we feel really comfortable with.
I think.
Do you?
Sure. I mean, it pays off in games like today where Kenley Jansen's had multiple. Still, right now, I would say Kenley Jansen is the Tigers' closer, right? Mm-hmm. He just is. I understand it's been blown saves. That's his job right now. It might get taken away if things really, really get bad. Because he leads the team in saves. But yesterday.
Yesterday.
But yesterday he was coming off of a blown save. So you having other guys available, that's when it comes into play of okay, he blew a save yesterday. Maybe if he had shut it down yesterday, he would pitch 2 days in a row, but we're just going to not go with him today.
He only pitched 11 pitches the day before.
But it was coming off a blown save, though. I think that's why. And so, let's let him reset. We'll give somebody else an opportunity here. I still think it is Kenley Jansen, but at the end of the day, at the trade deadline, every single team that is contending for a World Series is going to attempt to trade for a bullpen arm. Now, whether that's maybe the Tigers want to address a left-handed guy late in these games, because right now their lefties are Herder and Holton, who just really aren't they're longer relievers. These are the guys who will pitch on pitching by chaos days, be openers. They're 6th inning guys. They're not pitching in the 8th and 9th inning of a game. So maybe it's just acquiring a lefty. But yeah, I would say that especially when a team is 16-16, you have to point to one thing being an issue. And I don't think the offense has been that alarming, especially as of late.
No, it's been fine.
The starting pitching, we just talked about, their 3-man race or 3-headed monster at the top of this rotation is pretty awesome. Yeah, the number 4 guy, Jack Flaherty, is meh, and their number 5 guy's injured, so they'll figure that out. But I don't think the starting pitching has been an issue, so what do you got to point to? It's the bullpen.
The only time the offense has been an issue is when Tarek Skubal's on the mound, which just has been a problem for 2 straight years. They just can't give that guy any run support for some strange reason that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Look, as dumb as this sounds, the Tigers just haven't played enough games at home, man. Like their schedule, like is it fair to say that's the biggest issue with this team right now? Is the schedule? They're playing all these National League teams. They're playing all these games on the road. Like
it's been a tough schedule.
12
for sure.
games at home, and they've played 32 games. Like that's just crazy to think about. And so now that they're finally going to have a stretch here of games at home, they go back-to-back series, 6 straight at home. If they win like 5 of 6, even 4 of 6, and just win both of these series, like I think we feel pretty good about this team because the schedule is going to become favorable.
So you're actually dead on with this. The Tigers, so like the rest of the season with 130 games to go, have the 30th ranked schedule the rest of the way. It's easy. It's the easiest schedule,
Easiest in baseball.
Which does back up the fact that the first 30 games probably the hardest so far.
Yeah.
With all the road games, all the National League teams.
They played really
ballparks
good.
Ballparks you don't play in very often.
Not only are you playing all the National League teams, but like outside of the Dodgers, you've played all the good teams. You played San Diego, you played Atlanta, you played Cincinnati. They're your 3 best other teams in the National League, outside of the Dodgers, of course. Like, you played them.
You know what's funny? The teams with the 30th, 29th, and 28th hardest schedules left, so the 3 easiest schedules remaining. I know it's ridiculous when there's 130 games left. You got to play everybody, but like you did get some hard National League teams out of the way early. It's Detroit easiest, Texas tied for the easiest one, and then Cleveland. It's like the team that's coming to town and the team that you're going to be competing with the rest of the way with Cleveland.
That is pretty funny. When do the Tigers play the Dodgers?
The Dodgers?
Well, they don't play them until the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the last National League team that they have to play. That's awesome, right? I mean, you walk away on the road stealing 1 from Atlanta, like, you'll kind of take that. They're the best team in the league right now. Either league. Just take 1 of those on the road. Any road series against those awesome National League teams, I guess I'm okay with it if you just take 1 of them. Just don't get swept. Don't get swept.
And like, even you think back to this series, like, they were in a prime position to win game 2, and it took Kenley Jansen blowing it on a walk-off home run for them to lose. That's pretty unfortunate, right?
Yeah. So 1 to 10, Kenley Jansen closer issue in general. I'd say like a 7, 7.5. It exists. I think it's very real.
I would go with like a 6, yeah, right above a 5. It's hard to like be super alarming in the 1st of May. You're like he has plenty of time to figure it out, you know. Now, if it continues, if it's 3 or 4 more times where it's like blown save, like because the second he has 1 or 2 like back-to-back nice closeout saves like he had a couple weeks ago, then we're feeling fine again. But I like the point you say about this isn't – we can't blame Scott Harris for this.
No, he was great last year.
And we can't blame Chris Ilitch for this. They paid like Fromber and Kenley this offseason to come into this team. Like they were good moves. Kenley just hasn't been very good, so I guess you could say it's not a good move, but like
we can blame Chris Fetter. It's Chris Fetter's fault. 989-837-6125. If you're looking to move, meet Matt Smith, Modern Realty. Redefining real estate with a fresh, modern approach, whether you're buying, selling, or investing. Matt Smith delivers personalized service tailored to you. Cutting-edge marketing, local expertise, and a commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth and successful as possible. From cozy starter homes to luxury properties, they know how to find the perfect fit. Trust the team that combines innovation with real-world know-how. That is Matt Smith of Modern Realty, and this is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt, 10 o'clock hour. I want to go over some of the worst sports losses we've ever had as fans. I came up with my list and some honorable mentions. Kyle, I'm sure will have some input too. We asked you guys on Facebook. Go ahead and search 100.9 The Mitt on Facebook to join that conversation. We'll see what you guys had to say. We got the Mitt messages open as well. 989-837-6125. We'll get to that when we come back. Do Around the League and more here in the 10 o'clock hour on a Friday.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
So we asked our audience, what is the worst sports loss that you've ever experienced? I came up with a list of my top 5 with some honorable mentions. Kyle will have his. We'll get to what you guys are saying as well. Go ahead and look us up on Facebook to join that conversation. Kyle, I'll start with the honorable mentions. I have 4 of them. Honorable mention to the combination of this past holiday season when the Lions lost on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm just combining those together. That sucked. The one against Green Bay where they lost for the second time versus Green Bay, that wasn't fun. And then losing to Max Brosmer, also not fun. Pretty demoralizing on each holiday.
Yeah, they're not fun. They're definitely not all-timers, though.
That's why they're honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Just the holiday aspect of it. Decker Reporter is eligible. This is by far the most angry I've ever been during a sporting event. I remember vividly walking around my mother's neighborhood because it was during some Christmas break. Walking around the neighborhood in the freezing cold. There was snow on the ground, just like talking to myself how mad I was. I really thought the league was out to get the Lions. And then you watch it, and Decker does this right in front of the official, and he just doesn't see it. I've got the 10-second runoff that happened in 2017 against Atlanta in Week 3. The Lions were well on their way to 3-0. The referees say Golden Tate scored a touchdown. And then they you know what? I think he was on the 1-yard line, the 1-inch line. And since we screwed up, we're taking 10 seconds off the clock. Game over,
and
just like
over.
that. Yeah. Guess how many games the Lions missed the playoffs by that year? 1. I also have JT was short. Ohio State versus Michigan, 2016. That was Jim Harbaugh's second season. Would have punched a ticket to the playoffs for Michigan and just completely changed the next decade of history for, Harbaugh can't win, Harbaugh this, Harbaugh that, can't beat his rivals. All that just would have went out the window if they would have just beaten Ohio State that year. And the call on the field would have been correct that JT Barrett was short, which he was. Those are my honorable mentions. And shout out to the Hawks fans who have a new answer for that question as well. Starting at number 5 on my list of worst sports losses of all time. I'm going to go with the Tigers ALDS Game 5 from 2025. They go 14 innings and score in just one of them. 13 scoreless innings. Green and Torkelson went 0 for 13 with 5 Ks. Skubal only went 6 innings, even though he had 99 pitches. Nobody wants to give him credit for that. I will. In the top of the 11th inning, with a ghost runner on second, it starts out with a single from Kerry Carpenter, followed by a pass ball to put him on second base. So we had runners on third and second with no outs, and somehow did not find a way to score. Line out, fly out to the infield, and the strikeout. This was the most painful, not painful. This is how I imagine people used to torment human beings in the 1800s. You know, those old torture devices that people used to use, waterboarding, all this crazy stuff, tar and feather. This was my version of that. Being forced to watch this Tigers team go 14 innings, unable to score against the Mariners, and then by the time the 14th inning rolls around, out comes Tommy Canely, and you just know it's over.
This went to 15 innings, right?
15 innings. My bad.
Yeah. I mean, this one is, I'm with you on this. I don't think I've ever been more tormented in a game. I had accepted they lost every single inning of extra innings because them being the road team in this made it 1,000 times worse. Because every single time they didn't score in the top half of the inning, you're going into the bottom half they're losing. And then Seattle, by the way, had every opportunity to win this game. I mean, they should have won in the 11th inning, in the 12th inning, in the 13th. They kept being it's over. And then the Tigers would squeeze their way out of it somehow. I sat right where you are. Me and John were here watching that game after a high school football game that we covered. And I'm just I couldn't believe it, dude. It was the worst experience of my life.
I was sitting alone at a bar in Kent State, Ohio, just praying that they ended up winning this game. By the way, We're talking about this. People are probably like, why are they talking about this? Because I think if the Pistons lose in Game 7 as the 1 seed at home in the first ever...
To the 8 seed.
To the 8 seed in the first ever Game 7 at LCA, I'm going to be a mess on Monday. That's why. Depending on how they lose it. So that's my number 5. Number 4, 2025, bad year. The divisional game versus Washington. This is 2 weeks after you pummel Minnesota, just beat them to death to claim that 1 seed. You go 15-2. You're willing to turn your eye to all the injuries that have happened because you continue to win games. And then guess what? The first play from scrimmage, Amik Robertson breaks his arm, and you're like, great, here we go again. And they just never really figured it out. Jared Goff was concussed on the interception that he threw because Frankie Louvu came and just wrecked him. Totally illegal hit, by the way. Just zero answers for Jaden Daniels the entire time. Never had a chance of stopping that guy, it felt like.
When J-Mo threw the interception, too, it was like oh, man, this game really sucks.
Yeah. So that's my number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with the 2014 wildcard game, Cowboys versus Lions, the phantom pass interference. Brandon Pettigrew, pass interference. Defender never turned around. Hitchens, that was his name. Never turned his head. Isn't that the most clear-cut sign? You got to be able to turn your head, otherwise it's pass interference. Make a play on the ball. He never did that. They throw the flag. A whole minute goes by before they're like, you know what? We've decided there's no longer a flag on the play. And the Lions, it is 4th down. Shame on you. They were up by 3 when this happened. If you can't continue this drive and score a touchdown, that pretty much ices the game. There's 8 minutes left, and you would have been up by 10. The worst part about that is, in the midst of them calling the PI, to come out and complain was Dez Bryant, who, by the way, was not on the field because the Cowboys were on defense. Dez Bryant comes walking out without a helmet and just starts going nuts on the official. No flag for that either. That was the moment I realized that this Lions team was cursed, and I went to bed crying that day as a child. I would have been 12 years old, and I remember thinking the entire world is out to get the Detroit Lions, and we'll never win a playoff game.
Yep, and then you rethought that when Decker was ineligible.
Yeah, yes, all those same thoughts.
All those thoughts came back, and you cried again.
Yeah. I don't think I cried that time. I just said a lot of curse
Just
words
anger,
to myself.
yeah.
This was heartbreaking, though. I really thought they were going to do it. That's number 3. Number 2, Game 2 of the 2013 ALCS, the Grand Slam. You all know what I'm talking about. David Ortiz comes in. First pitch he sees from Joaquin Benoit. It was the first pitch he threw to. Boom. Grand Slam. The game is tied. You are 1 out away from going into the 9th inning with 4-run lead. You took Game 1 in Boston. You win that game. You win that series. I think you win the World Series. You win that game. You go into the 9th inning with a 4-running lead, playing the bottom of the lineup for Boston. You're up 2-0 in that series. Boston goes on to win the World Series. I think the Tigers were the best team that year. But after that, guess what happened? The Tigers went 11 straight scoreless innings. It wrecked them in every single way.
Yeah, and it's like everyone kind of knows that 13 Tigers team was better than the 12 team that went to the World Series. That's like everybody knows that. So that one's probably the worst Tigers one, yeah.
Can you tell me the 4 pitchers that pitched in that inning before Benoit
God.
was the 4th?
Was Phil Koch still on the team?
No.
Al Albuquerque?
He was the guy that put Benoit in the position where the bases were
Man,
loaded.
I used to love Al Albuquerque because his jersey, man, it's just so many letters on it. You can tell me the other ones.
Drew Smiley, Jose Veras. All played just as big of a part as Jose Benoit, who comes in. Joaquin Benoit. And he's the one that always, is in the clip, but everybody else's fault as well. 11 straight scoreless innings. I think this was my first real sports trauma. Like, this was the first time I was traumatized by a sporting event, of just going to bed like, it was over. All we had to do was get one more out.
Yeah.
And we had to go through 4 pitchers in the same inning, and Big Papi, of course, just delivers. 1 out away. 1 out away from winning a World Series. And then number 1, it goes without saying, the Lions 2023 NFC Championship. I've rewatched that game 3 to 4 times since then, the entirety of it. Just trying to figure out.
I can't believe that.
Just trying to figure out what happened.
I've never, ever rewatched it. And I never will.
I still can't figure it out. I think it comes down to 2 plays. It's the Gibbs fumble first play out of halftime, where it's just like, oh, that was less than ideal, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. And then the Khalil Dorsey off the helmet play
that was Kindle Vildor.
Oh
right?
yeah, the Vildor play where it bounces.
Yeah,
off his helmet.
that's the worst. I think that's my least favorite play of all time. The donking off the face mask and somehow it's a touchdown for them.
I remember vividly being up at 3 a.m. watching the game, just trying to figure out what happened. How did they lose this game? And I looked and it was like 3:45 a.m. and I was just like, you need to go to bed. Just go to bed. And I don't think I got out of bed the entire day. That game was a Sunday. I think that was the only time I just skipped class and just didn't. It's not that I had anything to do. I just didn't get out of bed that day. I was sick to my stomach.
It was the worst. Yeah, I hope that this is the worst loss that I ever experience. It probably won't be because, I hopefully have a long life to live of sports, and there's just a lot of heartbreaking moments that happen. But this one, what made this even worse was 2 weeks later in the Super Bowl. You're watching the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs played terrible for 3.5 quarters. It was like the Lions would have won this Super Bowl. They would have won the Super Bowl. That's all you could sit there and think about watching that game. And obviously,
You're going down a dark path right now, my friend.
Truly, the worst part though was just the halftime celebration. I know I'm really big on not jinxing it. We can't get out ahead of ourselves. But man, at halftime of that damn NFC Championship game, I was with my boys because we watched every Lions game together that year, and we were celebrating, man. We were like, are we going to go to the Super Bowl? What are we going to do for the Super Bowl? What's the plan? We were celebrating a win, and it was the stupidest thing we could have ever done.
Kyle,
but we were.
I had flights pulled up to see if I could afford to go to Vegas.
I think we all were. That was it's the worst ever, man. Oh, I cannot believe the feeling after that game was
that game ended at my college apartment, and I remember one guy just got up and left. I never heard from him the rest of the day. One guy just got in his car and just said he drove around for an hour, just wasting gas. I went upstairs and just immediately started watching the game again. I was like, what?
I don't
believe
understand.
That.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I really don't understand.
I never have rewatched it to this day. Yeah, that's got to be number one. No doubt about it.
So the question is, if the Pistons lose in Game 7 at home, they'd have to win tonight. But if they lose a Game 7 at home in the first ever Game 7 at LCA, would that somehow find its way onto the list, depending on how the game goes?
Well, you don't have a Pistons one on here either, so.
I know. I think depending on how the game goes, it totally could happen. That Tigers Game 5 was brutal in every way. But I think a Pistons loss to a 1 seed or to an 8 seed at home in a Game 7, that could find its way onto the list.
Well, I do think that for it to be truly one of the worst losses of your watching experience. We're obviously aging ourselves here because a lot of these are in recent history.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas throwing the ball to Larry Bird.
100%. We're getting a lot of great ones in the YouTube chat. LeDuc saying LeBron dropping 29 of the final 30 on the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, or the Cavs Pistons in 07. We were little kids during that,
I'm honestly glad I wasn't around for the Isaiah Thomas throws it to Larry Bird. I don't know how I would have responded to that. Not very well, I can tell you that.
Yeah. And there's some other good ones that we can go over too that people are throwing out. But to me, what qualifies it as this is a worse loss is it ended your season, an elimination game, because some of those are bad. Of course the Golden Tate 10-second runoff, that one sucks, man. Even the Big Papi grand slam, it is terrible. But it didn't end the season in that game. I think the ones that end your season. It ended the
spirit of the Detroit Tigers.
Of course it did. And and then after that, they never were the same. They have not been nearly as good since that day.
Mm-mm.
And so, but to me, the games that physically end your season, it is over, those are the worst ones. Because not only, you don't have anything to look forward to. Even after that Tigers game, you could sit there and delusionally talk yourself into okay, but we can bounce back. We're up the whole time. After the championship game against the Niners, you have nothing but to do to sit in the void of the offseason. You have nothing to look forward to.
Would Middle Tennessee State be on yours?
No, I always talk about this. The Middle Tennessee State one is the worst. It's such a terrible loss. But I've never been more frustrated in a college basketball game than in 2017 when MSU lost to Syracuse in the round of 32. I've never, ever been more frustrated in my life.
Jaren Jackson's just hanging out on the bench.
Yeah, that's the worst college basketball one. No doubt about it. Because that MSU team was loaded, man. They had 2 lottery picks.
But Michigan State, Bama. Does that make the list?
No.
Just a beatdown?
It was cool that they made the playoff, I think. That was the coolest part about that. MSU makes the playoff. Connor Cook, they had a great year. Beat Ohio State that season. The running down the field, the kicker doing that. Like, it was a
Yeah.
great season, and Bama was just better. Like, it was an embarrassing loss, but it's not one of the worst losses ever, that's for sure.
So now we turn to the people. 989-837-6125. I need to hear your worst sports loss ever. Give me some ones that we haven't heard from yet. Give me your experience with it. I'm not trying to bring anyone down sad memory lane either. This is like a therapy session. We can talk about it
because you want to know why?
In a lighthearted way.
We're getting it out of the way now because the Pistons will not be on here.
Yeah.
We're getting the negative energy
Hell
out
yeah.
of our system right now so that we can manifest good energy.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, and we're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Midland Area Community Foundation, dedicated to strengthening our community through generosity and connection, supporting local nonprofits, scholarships, and projects that make Midland a better place to live, work, and play.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's get to a couple mid messages here. Worst losses of all time. Oh, man. Just got a text that says, he has trouble with the snap. Yeah, it's a tough one. I knew that would come up eventually. I just didn't want to be the person to bring it up.
I mean, that's an obvious
sore
one.
spots.
But Ben is, of course, not a Michigan fan, so that wouldn't be his on his personal list.
Not mine.
Yeah, we had a couple of people mentioning that one in the YouTube chat. I mean, that one is like, if you are a Michigan fan, that has to be a top 3. It's one that didn't eliminate your season, of course, but like,
I think JT Barrett being short was the worst one.
There's no way.
Yeah, that ended the season, Kyle.
Yeah, but
to
the
your point.
trouble with the snap is like the craziest. Like, there's no way that on a punt, like in the decision to punt as well, because everyone kind of forgets about that part of the whole situation, is that they chose to punt the football away. They could have went for it to ice the clock. It was 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. Like, there was always a debate about that part of the going.
That was
for
pre
it as well.
Dan Campbell changing the game. Though.
Sure, it is at midfield, like it. But either way, that is one of the most bizarre things that could have ever happened in a football game. Not only does he have trouble with the snap, but it gets returned for a touchdown as time expires against your arch rival in the peak of them both being, not peak of them both being pretty good.
They're both undefeated.
They're both pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
First night game for those two in a long time
MSU
as
was
well.
one loss at that point, right?
No, I
one
think
of them was
both,
one loss.
They were both
weren't
top 10. They were both undefeated, I thought.
Okay.
That one was numbing for sure. I would say JT Barrett being short, that like screwed them out of a playoff spot and would have rewritten history for Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, because the narrative for years was they couldn't get over the hump, couldn't beat their rivals. That cost Michigan a playoff game. That's why I think that one's worse. Overtime too. And it was against Ohio State. Let's go to a couple. What are people saying in the YouTube?
We got a lot of good ones here in the YouTube. Yeah, Gary threw out the Michigan block punt one, of course. Nate throwing out two really good ones here because both of these are we didn't mention they're great. First up, Rodgers Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers on Thursday Night Football on primetime in Detroit. Vividly remember this one. It honestly was like my first rendition of like I hate Aaron Rodgers. I think that was like it was the first time that I was like, screw that guy. And forever it's lived on. So that's a really good one. And then this is a one that I'm surprised I didn't even think of this one either, because it's a little bit different. Armando Galarraga blown perfect game. Like it's a different type of worse like sports loss. It's not the actual loss of the game. It's the loss of the legacy of the perfect game. I mean, you'd want to talk about being upset over a baseball game. I couldn't believe it, man. I vividly remember that one, and you and I were both pretty young even when that happened. But I remember that like yesterday. How upset I was when that happened.
Brian says Brett Favre to Sterling Sharp in the Silverdome. I remember walking to my car and it was 10 below freezing that day. Yeah, that would just be the worst walk ever.
Yeah, the fact that you have to walk in the most freezing cold day ever. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Kevin Leduc says Pistons NBA Finals 2006. The double team left Big Shot wide open. Yeah.
Leduc also throws out Tigers going 0-4 in the 2012 World Series when I had Game 5 tickets for me and my grandpa.
Oh, man.
So that one hurts.
Tim says by far the 2014 Lions versus Cowboys game felt like I got robbed that day. Yeah. I think we all felt a little robbed that day. Because what's worse, when your team just blows it or when you get screwed out of something? Because that was an example of you getting screwed out of something.
I think it's worse when you get screwed out of something, because when your team loses, it is like when your team blows it, it's easier to accept. Like, we just blew it. Mm-hmm. You're going to be just as upset, and you're going to be like, it's going to be gut-wrenching. But it's way easier to get over it than when you get screwed over. The only thing you have to say is like, we got screwed over. You're going to live on the what if forever. That's the part about getting screwed over that's the worst.
Alan says 2005 NBA Finals. I couldn't put on ESPN or any other sports show for an entire month. Yeah, lost to the Spurs.
See, but like at least you had won the title the year before. Like it's kind of like we had Jimmy throughout the Wings losing to Pittsburgh in 2007 in the Stanley Cup Finals, but like they made up for it. At least you have some of that to go for. The Lions ones are, and even the Tigers ones, like they're the worst. Pizza Man throws out Chris Webber calling a timeout. No timeout.
Ooh, that is a good one.
It was back-to-back. Obviously, Michigan going to back-to-back national titles, winning neither of them. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
This is a good one that we didn't bring up. Matthew says, game 163, 2009,
Ooh.
Minnesota.
Really good one.
Ainge got a hit and didn't get on base. Didn't get a base. Yeah, that's a brutal one, too.
Really funny thing from Brandon here. He says, I never got off the couch and slept there all night in my Lions jersey after the loss to San Francisco. Proper reaction.
Who said that?
Brandon.
That's good.
Yeah,
Brandon.
I would not have been able to fall asleep immediately after that. I think I was up the whole night.
Yeah. It's up till 3:45 a.m. Daniel says 1987 Game 5 Pistons versus Celtics still makes me sick to my stomach. That's Isaiah Thomas, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought that was Game 6, but Daniel probably has a better memory of that than I do, since I didn't see it.
Pretty funny here. Gary says that we have to do a best moments in Detroit sports on Monday if the Pistons win to reverse this.
I think it's just we were talking about this pre-show. It's got to be Mags, right? Hitting the home run to go to the World Series.
I think Maglio's home run to send you to the World Series, at least for my lifetime, that feels like number one.
But like your lifetime in terms of remembrance.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid. Once again, I was a little kid.
I would say mine is beating the Rams in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael says my Lions getting destroyed by the Redskins 41-10, 1991 NFC Championship game. Also says Lions getting crushed by the Cowboys 38-6 in the divisional round was tough to take.
Yeah, the loss in the NFC title game to Washington is a really good one because
just decimated.
And it was like the first hope of Detroit like going to a Super Bowl, and then not knowing that there was going to be 30 years of not winning another playoff game after that. But that just adds to the spice of that.
Edward said Bird stole the ball, not even close. Yeah, man. I'm like glad I wasn't around for that. I don't.
Just the
that would have been
debate
bad.
Of everything.
That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Most people I think are texting in saying Lions second half collapse to the 49ers. That's the worst one.
That's the one that like I want to ask the people that are throwing out the Larry Bird one and are throwing out the guys that have been around. Is that the worst one still? Because it feels appropriate, of course, in our lifetime. It's no doubt about it. But for the guys that have been around to see a lot of these ones, is the 23 Niners one still the worst one? It's got to be. You're so close to a Super Bowl.
Bradley said Anzalone missing a tackle on Brock Purdy and allowing him to scurry into the end zone was the worst feeling of my entire life. Yeah, Anzalone, who had been great all year long, just somehow can't tackle Brock Purdy.
And
nobody could.
How can we not bring up Josh Reynolds? Josh Reynolds dropped two passes. I mean, dropped on fourth down. He dropped a pass on fourth down.
He was so reliable all year long.
He was the man. And I've never turned on a guy so fast. Like, do not bring him back. No way. You're never bringing him back.
Justin says phantom foul, Trey Burke on Peyton Silva. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, this is a good one. All caps text. Pistons NBA Finals, the foul on Bill Laimbeer on Kareem Skyhook. Yeah, that's a good one. And you go back and watch
the best
some of the
one.
docs.
I was just going to say, in the Bad Boys doc, that one really gets there's a long segment on that one, yeah.
Yeah, the no-hitter, another text that we got. A lot of people saying 2009 NHL Finals Game 7 is another tough one for the Wings fans out there, too.
Wings don't have a ton of tough ones, yeah. And neither do the Pistons, really. Like, the Pistons ones are all throwbacks, so that's what makes this kind of interesting of, if the Pistons lose this to the Magic, like to the 8th seed.
Yeah, the Pistons haven't been able to break our hearts yet. They haven't been good enough to do that.
And
this is the first year that they can.
The first year of them being good, they're already trying to break our hearts, yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
989-837-6125. Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area with quality homes and appliances, from refrigerators and washers to stoves and dishwashers, backed by friendly, knowledgeable staff you can count on. They make getting the right appliance easy with delivery, professional installation, haul away from your old unit, and even financing options for your budget. Stop in Crane's L&M Appliance Center today and discover dependable brands and great values for every room in your home.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Let's work a little football into the mix. We were just talking a little Lions there. I want to take a little test, put our ball knowledge to the test for around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle, you know those things where you have to like type in and answer as many of this as possible, and you have like a timer?
Oh, yeah, I do those all the time. Like a Sporkle quiz, you're saying?
Yeah, something like that. This is best quarterbacks from the 2000s. So they give us a team, the year their career started, and that is it.
All right.
We got to get 20 of them. 32 of them? I don't know. You want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
We're doing this together?
Yeah.
All right.
We have 13 minutes, but how long is this sounder? 8 minutes? 9 minutes?
9 minutes from right now.
We've got 9 minutes from right now. Patriots 2002, just on. I'm going to go with that's Tom Brady,
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be Tom Brady.
Boom. Baltimore Ravens 2018 and on. Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson. Yep. Pittsburgh 2004. This is Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben. This is going to be so easy.
Yeah, but do I? Oh, I was about to say, if I have to spell Roethlisberger, I don't think I'm going to get it. Colts 1998 to 2016. That would be none other than Peyton Manning.
What is this qualify? Like, what is the order of this? Just whatever whoever made this quiz thinks. Yeah, it's just the best quarterbacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Colts 2012 to 2019. That'd be Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck is the 5th best quarterback. Yeah. Interesting.
Texans 2004 on. We might have to come back to that one.
Texans 2004 on. Like, what to when?
I don't know. It just says like there's not an end date, but there wasn't an end date on Tom Brady, so this is probably old.
Oh yeah, it's last updated of July of 2020.
Yeah.
But who was the Texans quarterback for 16 years?
We're gonna have to circle back to that one.
Okay.
Texans 2017.
Well, that would
That's
be
Deshaun
Watson.
Watson, isn't it?
That'd be Deshaun Watson, the bad man.
Bad man. Tennessee Titans 1995 to 2007.
See, this is a little bit. This could be a little bit tricky here.
I was like, we started out like 5 for 5, no questions.
Right. Let's get the easy ones out of the way, and then we'll come back.
Chargers 2004. That's Drew Brees.
Chargers.
We got drafted there.
This would be but like he wasn't on 2004 to 2020.
Well,
this
Drew
would be
Brees popped up on the list elsewhere when I
This
typed
would be
him
Phil
in.
Rivers.
Oh yeah, Phillip Rivers. Boom. So we got Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers now. Chiefs, let's just get Mahomes out of the way.
Yep.
There's another Chiefs one. It's not Alex Smith, is it?
It's got to be Alex Smith, right? Well, I guess, but
Yeah,
he was
it
on,
is.
Yeah,
It
I was
is.
gonna say. Yeah, because Alex Smith was the first overall pick that year, 2005.
There's 2 Eagles one from 1999, one from 2016. That's got to be.
I mean, 16 is Carson Wentz,
Yeah, it is.
and the other one is probably just McNabb. Is it?
Yeah, Donovan McNabb. There you go.
Thank God, I was a little bit nervous.
Cowboys 2003 to 2017. That'd be Romo, right?
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys 16 on. That's Prescott. Giants 2004 to 2020. Eli Manning.
Yep.
Washington 2012 on. Is that RG3?
It technically could be Kirk Cousins. They were the same class, correct?
Yeah, it's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Green Bay 91 to 2010. That's Brett Favre.
Yep.
Green Bay Packers 2005 on. That's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, the guy who we've talked too much about already on this today.
Vikings 99 to 2010. Vikings 2014 on.
Well, the Vikings 14 on. Ooh, this is actually pretty tricky.
Why is this hard?
Ooh, this is actually pretty tricky. The 14 on Minnesota Vikings.
When did Cousins show up?
It's
there?
not. I mean, it's not Cousins.
I know.
Well,
Who's
you
the
already
quarterback before
typed.
Cousins?
You already typed in Cousins, though, right?
Who's the quarterback before Cousins? Case Keenum?
I mean,
Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater was the name I was thinking, but like,
Oh my God, it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater for the best quarterbacks. Who made this list?
Stafford, 2009 Lions.
This
Trying to
is
think of
so
the Minnesota
funny.
one. Atlanta Falcons, 2000 to 2017. Is that Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan was past 2017.
Oh yeah, he's the Atlanta Falcons 2008 one. Who? Oh,
Mike
it was
Vick?
Vic. Yeah, Vic,
Yeah.
Duh. Panthers, that's Newton. Seahawks, that's Russell Wilson. Cardinals.
Carson Palmer, I would assume.
Yep.
It could be Bengals, but it is Carson Palmer.
No, it's not Palmer.
So it's Kurt Warner.
Yeah, it has to be. Okay, so the only ones we're missing are the Vikings 1999 to 2010, Houston Texans 2004 on, so at least to 2020, and then Tennessee Titans 1995 to 2007. I'll tell you, man, I'm a little
So
stumped.
this could be all over the place if Teddy Bridgewater is on this list. The Titans won 1995. That's the only issue here because 207. Like, who did Vince Young come in and replace? That's just going to be the real question here. Warren Moon is a Titan name that you think of.
It's way longer, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of Titans QBs. Oh, I have his name. McNair.
McNair. Spell that for me.
McNair. Yeah,
You got
Steve
it. Steve
McNair.
McNair.
Yeah.
That was 1995 to 2007. So now we need Texans 2004 and Minnesota 1999. The years they entered the league.
The Houston one is just really like, when did David Carr go first overall to the Houston Texans? Because it certainly should not be him.
It's not him.
Okay, but it was around that time that he went. 2004 on Houston Tech. I mean, Matt Schaub was the Texans quarterback for a long time. It should not be him.
It is Matt Schaub. So the only one that we have left
Matt
is Minnesota,
Schaub.
1999 to 2010. Who on earth was Minnesota's quarterback before Kirk
Dante
Cousins?
Culpepper.
Oh.
But like, there's no way he's on here.
How do you spell Culpepper?
CUL Pepper.
No, it's not him.
Okay. Obviously, Brett Favre had a Viking stint.
We
But
already
we
got
already
Favre.
put his name on here.
I'm having a really hard time thinking
Like,
of this.
who was essentially Randy Moss's QB? You know, like that's the one spot that we're missing here. I know this feels like something we should know. Matt Schaub is on here. Who made this list, man? That's the only one we're thinking of? That's the
Quiz
only
by
one we're missing?
ZooTuber.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to ZooTuber.
Yeah, it's the only one we're missing, and I don't know if I'm going to get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like, Sam Bradford was the Vikings quarterback. It's obviously not him. It wasn't 1999. I think we might just take
I'm
the L on
cheating.
this one.
I'm cheating. 1999 NFL Draft. This is mean, man. It's not Tim Couch, right?
Tim Couch was to the Browns, wasn't he?
Yes. But I don't know. I don't know who else this would be. How am I drawing a blank so hard on this?
I can't think so
Who is
either.
the Vikings quarterback when we were children?
But this would have been like, I mean, when we were children. Yeah, I mean, Rich Gannon. I
Gannon?
don't think so.
No.
Yeah. I don't have an answer.
Culpepper. Oh, it was Culpepper. We just spelled it wrong.
Isn't it Cole Pepper?
It's Cull. C-U-L.
That's
Pepper.
what I said.
You said. I thought you said C-O-U-L.
No, I said C-U-L.
Well, then that's my fault. All right, we're smart. We passed the test.
Yep, we're so good at this.
And really, we got it without having to look anything up because we got the Culpepper thing. I just didn't know how
That's
to
a good
spell
point. So, in case you're wondering, Matt Schaub and Teddy Bridgewater are two of the best quarterbacks of the 2000s.
it. Thank you very much to ZooTuber for making that. If you're looking for a steady hand when it comes to your financial future, Kevin Spencer with Edward Jones, right here in our community, takes the time to understand what matters most to you, helps build a strategy to get you there. Reach out to Kevin Spencer at Edward Jones today because your goals deserve a plan that's personal. Around the League, as always, is presented by our friends over at Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs. Whether it's life, home, auto, fiscal insurance, it's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance, our proud sponsors of Around the League.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Shower with the clouds, like a saw.